Introducing the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Broncos of Rancho Bernardo High School. First, the non-starters. Number 8, John Gunderson. Number 10, Dan Kraft. Number 14, Casey Gallagher. Number 15, Dave Moorhead. Number 19, Cole Hamels. Number 21, Mike De La Rosa. Number 30, Drew Mornow. Number 31, Evan Frank. Number 34, John Peabody. And now, the starting lineup for the Broncos of Rancho Bernardo High School. Leading off, the center fielder, number 18, Danny Putnam. Batting second, the second baseman, number 29, Chris Jensen. Batting third, the right fielder, number 25, David Georges. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 24, Haas Pratt. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 2, Scott Hurd. Batting sixth, the pitcher, number 27, Matt Wheatland. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 22, Jeff Spates. Batting eighth, the shortstop, number 9, Jake Blaylock. And batting ninth, the third baseman, number 32, Robbie Giles. The assistant coaches of the Broncos are Mark Furtak and Shell Scott, and the head coach is Sam Blaylock. Ladies and gentlemen, the Broncos of Rancho Bernardo High School, the visitors, on the scoreboard in today's Division I championship. And now for the home team, the Panthers of Vista High School. Introducing the non-starters. Number 2, Junior Miller. Number 3, Ryan Bean. Number 7, Steven Venzor. Number 9, Joey Centedos. Number 10, Jason Hughes. Number 17, Brian Stromer. Number 18, Ryan Solaric. Number 20, Mark Loy. Number 21, Matt Rivette. Number 23, Kevin Brogan. Number 24, Nick Crouch. Now the starting lineup for the Vista Panthers. Leading off, the center fielder, number 15, Kyle Schoonover. Batting second, the right fielder, number 4, Sean Boyd. Batting third, the pitcher, number 14, Wes Littleton. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 8, Brad Miller. Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 6, David Hall. Batting sixth, the catcher, number 16, Sean Richardson. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 13, Chris Larson. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 12, Jason Jacinto. And batting ninth, the first baseman, number 5, Tim McDonald. The shortstop this evening for the Panthers, number 11, Jackie Yakel. The assistant coaches of the Vista Panthers, assistant coach is Andy Crouch. And the head coach of the Panthers, Rick LaPlire.
Hi everybody, I'm Dan Williams, and on behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, I'd like to welcome you to Tony Gwynn Stadium for today's Super Game of the Week. In the San Diego CIF section, it's the Division I Boys High School Championship Baseball game. Let's take a look at the outfield, infield, and the total defense for the home team in today's game. It's the Vista Panthers.
Taking a look at the Panthers on defense.
At first base, number 5, Tim McDonald. Number 12, Jason Jacinto will play second base. At shortstop, number 11, Jackie Yakel.
Littleton.
Playing third base, number 8, Brad Miller. Left field for the Panthers, number 6, David Hall. Kyle Schoonover, number 15, plays center field. Number 4, Sean Boyd.
Batting in the first position.
On the mound, number 14, Wes Littleton. And behind the plate, number 16, Sean Richardson. And we've got the first pitch on the way of this game. It's a chopper towards the third base side. Taking it and getting the throw in time are the Panthers. Going 5-3. Brad Miller takes the chopper, gets it over to Tim McDonald. And we've got one up and one down here in the top of the first inning. Vista Panthers and the Rancho Bernardo Broncos. Broncos top seeded and also the defending champions from 1999. Off-speed pitch is in there against Chris Jensen. Broncos looking to repeat their 1999 championship. And there's a drive towards shallow left center, moving over to make the play, a hard charging number 15, Kyle Schoonover. Just got underneath that, lifted it towards the left center shallow. On the move quickly was Kyle Schoonover. He did the job. So 2 up and 2 down. Now at the plate, David Georges, the right fielder. Inside, ball 1. Straight away are the Panthers, and that ball is straight up. Look out. That one went way high. Lost it in the twilight. This is a 7:45 start, and the sun just now setting, and so it's going to be tough now for the outfielders as an off-speed pitch gets him right at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. David Georges trying to protect the plate. That one's low. So now for the next half hour or so, some high fly balls could be dangerous for both outfielders. Georges gets fisticuffed. Fouls it off on the left side. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Fastball just high. Full count now against David Georges. On the mound, Wes Littleton. Littleton comes into this game with a record of 9 wins and 4 losses. Nobody's on the bags. Danny Putnam grounded out 5-3. Chris Jensen flied out. And there's a nice drive down the alley. And that one's gone. Powerhouse by David Georges. A drive in the left field alley between the 360 and 410 mark. And David Georges with a home run for the Broncos. Well, one of the highlights of tonight is going to be watching the Rancho Bernardo Broncos go after and become the all-time team home run leaders for CIF in San Diego. With that home run by David Georges, they have tied the record set last year by East Lake High School. 75 home runs in a season by the team Rancho Bernardo Broncos. They need one more to become the all-time leader so far in this early part of the 21st century. No balls, one strike now to Haas Pratt. Takes one in the dirt. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Haas Pratt, left fielder for the Broncos. For the Broncos themselves, we mentioned they were top seeded, not only in CIF, but they were ranked initially in the beginning of the season as the top high school baseball team in the nation. Big swing and a miss. A lot of the players on the Broncos have got power and can put it over the fence. One of those that can do it here is Pratt. Pratt has 15 home runs coming in the game. That's a shallow ball into center field. Coming up to make the grab, that's Kyle Schoonover. But the damage is done. David Georges on his home run puts the plate across. And after a half of an inning, we've got the Broncos 1 coming up in the second or the bottom of the first. It's the Panthers. They'll get their try. Let's introduce the defense for the Rancho Bernardo Broncos. At first base, number 22, Jeff. Second base, number 29, Chris Jensen. At shortstop, number 9, Jake Blaylock. Robbie Giles, number 32, third base for the Broncos. Haas Pratt, number 24, plays left field. At center field, Danny Putnam, number 18. Number 25, David Georges, plays right field. On the mound for Rancho Bernardo, number 27, Matt Wheatland. And behind the plate, catching, number 2, Scott Hurd. Up at the plate for the Vista Panthers, Kyle Schoonover, center fielder. Schoonover taking 2 of the outs in the top of the first inning. Schoonover will watch the ball come in off the hand of Matt Wheatland. And Wheatland throws it right down the pipes for a strike. Matt Wheatland, 9-1 in the regular season. Total of 90 strikeouts in the top 10 of season leaders. 90 strikeouts. Ball fouled off by Schoonover, so now the count is no balls, 2 strikes. Defense by the Broncos straight away in the outfield. So no balls, 2 strikes to Kyle Schoonover. Matt Wheatland will wind up and deliver the ball. Off-speed pitch, got him swinging. Strikeout number 1 for Matt Wheatland.
In second position, the right fielder, number 4, Sean Boyd.
Now up to bat, the right fielder, number 4, Sean Boyd. Well, for Rancho Bernardo, who had a sparkling season going overall 29-3. They've tied the home run mark set by Eastlake last year with the home run in the top half of the first inning by David Georges. So they have a lot of different types of objectives here tonight. They'd like to repeat as the 2000 Division I high school champions. They'd like to become the all-time home run team leaders. and do it in style. Umpire behind the plate calls Sean Boyd's check swing a strike, and so now it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball chopper gets through the shortstop and the second baseman. So a nice sharp single for Sean Boyd, and that'll bring up number 14, the pitcher, Wes Littleton. So Littleton can help himself put the ball into play and try and get Boyd at least over to second, if not more. Wes Littleton is one of 8 seniors on the team. For the Panthers, they've got 8 seniors, 12 juniors, 1 sophomore, no freshman. For the Panthers, they'll be losing 3 of their seniors starters. They'll be losing Sean Boyd, Tim McDonald, and Wes Littleton. Wes Littleton, 6 foot, 170 pounds, a nice throw over to first base. That combination of Wheatland and Spites keeping Sean Boyd on at first base. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, bottom half of the first inning. Another throwback, and Wheatland has got the mark. Wheatland has got a very, very fast move, and the reason why he keeps throwing over there is because Sean Boyd is a quick man. Nice grab by number 22, the first baseman, Jeff Spites. He reacted quickly, dove for it, and was able to snag that one and pick up the ball and make the out himself. Nice, nice play by number 22, Jeff Spites. On that hard shot, Boyd is able to move over to second base. And so with 2 out, Boyd is at second base. Boyd has been able to steal third. He's been able to steal home. Off-speed pitch, gets it, strike 1. Boyd, in the semifinals matchup against Poway, was able to steal third and home and help his team overall defeat Poway and come into this finals championship game. You got to be thinking about Sean Boyd when you're on the mound, and you can see that Matt Wheatland is paying attention to him. If you talk to the head coach of Poway, Bob Perry, he'll tell you that Boyd's stolen maybe 50 bases on the Poway team over the past 4 years. Two outs, bottom of the first inning. Pitch on the way, off speed. It gets by the catcher, and moving over to third base is Boyd. So on the passed ball, getting by Scott Hurd, Boyd now moves closer to home plate. Ball was down in the dirt. Hard for Scott Hurd to handle it, and now you've got the quick Sean Boyd playing along the third base side. Fastball on the outside corner, strike number 2. So now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Boyd on third. Wheatland delivers. Off-speed pitch, got him swinging. Strikeout number 2 for Wheatland, and after 1 full inning of play, it's the Broncos 1, the Panthers nothing.
Vista in the bottom half of the first inning.
So Scott Hurd, the catcher, comes up to take on Wes Littleton in the top half of the second. Hurd fouls off the first pitch. Whittleton looking for a sign from his catcher, Richardson. Comes in there, inside corner, strike number one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Littleton has got a little bit of a sidearm action. This one low, right underneath the knees.
Excuse me.
Drive right into the waiting glove of Tim McDonald. He'll take it for out number 1.
Batting in the 6th position, the pitcher, number 27, Matt.
So now Matt Wheatland will come up to the plate. Wheatland, the pitcher, obviously, for the Broncos. Wheatland, 6'5", 215. He is a pro ball prospect for sure. So when you take a look at Littleton's delivery, he brings it sidearm and actually throws up a little bit. Swing and a miss by Wheatland. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you take a look at some of the action that's coming up over the next grounder toward the shortstop, can they get there in time? Won't happen. The throw by Jackie Yackel sends Tim McDonald diving to his right. Give credit to McDonald for getting a hold of the ball.
Batting in the 7th position.
On at first base will be Matt Wheatland.
Spites.
Not sure if they're going to call that a throwing error. We'll wait and see what the officials score. On the plate, Jeff Spites, first baseman. Error will not be given or charged. Wheatland more than likely would have beat out the throw anyway. To shallow center field, this will be taken by Schoonover. Scooting back to first base is Wheatland. So 2 outs now in the top half of the 2nd. Up to the plate will be Jake Blaylock, shortstop for the Broncos.
It's so weird.
Batting in the 8th position.
During the month of June, June 5th and 6th, you've got the Major League Draft. Moving over to second base on the steal is Matt Wheatland. Just gets underneath the throw. He had a really good jump against Littleton, and so safely at second now in scoring position is Matt Wheatland on the steal. One ball, no strikes to Jake Blaylock. Time being called by Littleton and Richardson, and so they'll have a conversation. So June 5th and 6th, the Major League Draft, and one of the 4 top candidates expected to be taken in the first round is going to be Rancho Bernardo's catcher Scott Hurd and Rancho Bernardo's pitcher Matt Wheatland. Pitch on the way. Back out to the mound, Richardson and Littleton. Some of the other players thought to be high draft choices and first-round candidates. From Eastlake High School, Adrian Gonzalez, who some project as the #1 overall pick by the Florida Marlins. We mentioned Scott Hurd and Matt Wheatland. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss by Blaylock. That was some high heat by Littleton. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Matt Wheatland after the steal at second base. Littleton delivers. Off speed, fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes is the count. What a thrill to be able to be sitting at your home and getting a telephone call from one of the professional leagues saying, "We want you." Pitch on the way. Strike three called. So caught looking is Jake Blaylock, and that'll do it. After 1.5, 1-0, Broncos.
Bernardo in the top half of the second inning.
Leading off in the bottom half of the second inning, David Hall, the left fielder for the Panthers. Hall, left fielder, 6 foot, 180-pound junior, so he'll be back next year. Boy, I wish I had a radar gun for Matt Wheatland. He is on the money right now, starting out each inning with a strike. That really helps him out. Off-speed pitch way out in front. Hall, count goes to no balls and 2 strikes. Well, you come with the heat, and then you lay off on it. That is really going to send the batter into a dizzy. No balls, 2 strikes, soft grounder. He's going to beat it out. He does. David Hall just stuck his bat out to save his life, made contact, and the ball went rolling slowly between Wheatland and Spites. Trying to come over to help out was Chris Jensen, but not in time. So safely on board now. First base is David Hall, and up to bat now is going to be Sean Richardson. So David Hall helps himself out with speed getting to first base. Fastball is low to Sean Richardson. Throw over to first base. And Wheatland definitely has got a good throw to be able to keep those runners on at first base. You're going to find runners at first are going to be awfully dirty by the end of the game. Fastball is low again now, 2 balls and no strikes. For Vista, they were able to get to this championship game by beating Poway. Fouled off as David Hall tried to scoot to second base. Had a good jump, but he'll be trotting back. Vista was able to pound out 4 runs and hold Poway to 2, and so they defeat Poway and moved on to this finals matchup against Rancho Bernardo by a score of 4-2. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Let's see if he can go this time. Hall watches an off-speed pitch. This time it's low. 3 balls and 1 strike. Things are looking good for David Hall at first base. Let's see if he's got the sign to go. Look for Richardson to make contact on that ball. Possibly a hit and run. He's out of there. Leaning a little bit too much towards second base was David Hall. And just give Matt Wheatland an inch, and he'll pick you off, and he did that right there. David Hall called out, diving back to first base. A nice pickoff by Matt Wheatland. Soft drive into left field for a base hit. Trying to capitalize on a juggled ball. He's out of there. So we go from no outs to 2 outs in an awful hurry. It was a soft single to left field. Coming up quickly was Robbie Giles. Giles bobbled the ball, gave confidence to Sean Richardson to try and stretch his single into a double, but it wouldn't happen. A nice throw by Giles got him. The tag put on by Blaylock.
Batting at the 7th position, the designated hitter, number 13,
Chris Lorson. The DH for the Panthers, now at the plate with 2 out and nobody on. Well, you never know what happens in the game of baseball. Popped up foul on the right side. Panthers were looking pretty. Nobody out, man on first. And all of a sudden you get a pickoff of David Hall, and then you get Sean Richardson out at second base. Fastball is low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chris Lorson. It's getting cool here. We had a hot spell come through, and it was quite warm during the daytime. But boy, that sun goes down, and we get some chill factor going here. Base on balls to Chris Lorson. So he goes on to first base, and coming up is Jason Jacinto.
Second baseman, number 12.
Jacinto, the second baseman for the Panthers. Jacinto, 5'7", 155, a junior, one of the smaller players on the team, but that's usually what you find in the infield positions. Strike called at the knees. Rancho Bernardo began the season ranked number 1 in the nation by Baseball America, and the Broncos pretty much have lived up to their advanced billing. Rancho Bernardo came in the game 74 home runs, 1 shy of the record set by Eastlake, but that was matched on the home run by number 9, that is number 25, David Georges. That was in the first inning, and that's the score that we've got right now, 1-0 Broncos in the bottom half of the second. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Jacinto moves back into the box. Wheatland winds up and will deliver towards the plate. Off-speed pitch, just missing. Trying to get Lorson to go after it, couldn't do it. So the count evens now, 2 across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. At first base, Lorson. Lorson is keeping his body towards first base. Off-speed pitch on the move towards second. And Lorson will wind up on second. Hurd having a tough time handling some of the low pitches by Wheatland. So the base on balls, and now scooting to second base is Lorson, and with 2 out, the count is full to Jason Jacinto. Good opportunity for the Panthers right here. Fastball just outside. That missed ever so closely. So trotting down now to first base is Jacinto. 2 walks in a row by Wheatland, and that'll bring up Tim McDonald. McDonald, the third baseman for Panthers. McDonald, a senior this year. And so now, runners at first and second. Jacinto at first, Lorson at second.
For the first baseman, McDonald, number 2, Junior Miller.
And you just heard it from the announcer. Batting now for Tim McDonald is going to be Junior Miller, number 2. So Junior Miller, number 2, will come in and face Matt Wheatland. Fastball called strike 1, and that one you heard the crowd give a little bit of a disapproval, and that one was a very low ball called a strike. So Junior Miller now, no balls, 1 strike, off-speed pitch in the dirt. Count evens to 1-1. At first base, Jacinto. At second base, Lorson. And at the plate, Junior Miller. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Fastball. Oh, my. And a quick throw trying to get back. The ball goes into center field, and on the throw, goes up and over. And he's out of there. Oh, my. And that'll be out number 3. And that'll do it after 2 innings. 1-0 Broncos. So Robbie Giles steps in the top half of the 3rd inning. And for the Rancho Bernardo Broncos, it was defense on the field that got all 3 of the outs. And when you talk about the pitcher needing to back up, it was Matt Wheatland who did the job. Wheatland was standing outside of the 3rd baseline, backing up his 3rd baseman, Robbie Giles. And when the throw came in and got by Giles, it was Wheatland who was standing there with the ball. The problem was Chris Lorson did not know that, and Lorson started moving towards home plate, excited at the opportunity to score. Then all of a sudden realizes Wheatland has the ball, and by the time he tried to dive back, the tag was made. A chopper and a good throw in time. A hard chopper to Jackie Yackel, moving to his left. It took a wicked hop in the infield. Yackel was able to take the ball and throw it over to first base, and a nice out by Yackel. That one going 5-3. Good defensive display by the Panthers. Off-speed pitch is in there. Strike 1 now against Danny Putnam as we move to the top of the lineup. Defense on both sides playing a big part of this game right now. 1 ball, 1 strike to Putnam. Putnam made a couple of the outs in the 1st inning. Grounder back towards the 2nd baseman. The throw is there. And a nice job again. Jacinto 4-3 gets Putnam, and we've got 2 up and 2 down.
Chris Jensen.
Chris Jensen, the 2nd baseman, flied out to center field in his first at-bat. Takes a nice swing, gets a little piece of it. Fouls it back for strike 1. Top half of the 3rd. 1-0 is the score. Home run by David Georges. Chopper foul down the first base side. Wes Littleton doing a good job of moving the ball around. Good speed changes as well. Here comes the pitch. No balls, 2 strikes. Low and outside. Ball 1. Nobody on base. First 2 outs on the ground and made 5-3, 4-3. And now it's Littleton with off-speed stuff. Well, the Broncos known for their power. Littleton trying to control it a little bit by throwing some off-speed pitches. We'll see when he comes back right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Taking a step outside of the batter's box, Jensen now steps in. Jensen stands square in the batter's box. Littleton looking for something that he wants, and now he's going to start all over the cycle. Richardson trying to give him a sign that he likes. Pitch on the way. Just inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Umpire behind the plate. Has to call him as he sees him. Off-speed pitch this time, got him looking, that is. And that's out number 3. So we move into the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Broncos 1, Panthers nothing. So leading off now, bottom half of the 3rd inning, number 5, Tim McDonald. McDonald's first time at the plate, and he'll send one back on a foul ball. No balls, 1 strike. Three up and 3 down for the Broncos offense. We'll see what Wheatland can do against the Panthers. No balls, 2 strikes. Off-speed pitch, got him swinging. Strikeout number 3 for Matt Wheatland as Tim McDonald chases after an off-speed pitch. 1 up and 1 down.
Fielder, Kyle Schoonover.
Kyle Schoonover now will come up. This is his 2nd time at bat. Schoonover strikes out his 1st time. Off-speed is low. Well, the good thing, Wheatland is keeping the ball down low. Scott Hurd have his work cut out for him trying to control some of those, but good news, Wheatland. Ball into center field on the hop, taken by Putnam. First base single, Kyle Schoonover. So Schoonover avenges his initial strikeout. Comes back with the base hit for himself, and that'll bring up Sean Boyd. Boyd had a base hit on his first attempt. Got all the way over to 3rd base before the Panthers ran out of steam. Quick throw back to first base. Remember, Wheatland already has 1 pickoff. David Hall was the victim in the 2nd inning. Off speed, that's a strike. Wheatland very effective when he sets up his off speed with his hard fastball. Standing in the back corner of the plate is Boyd. Quick throw again, and he has got excellent accuracy. Wheatland does. He's aiming right for where the hands are going to touch the bag on the diving Schoonover. This time, good job by Hurd as he uses his body to keep that ball in front of him.
Really?
1 ball, 1 strike. But when Wheatland is on and he's keeping that ball low, it's going to be Hurd to help out to keep that ball in front of him at all times. Fastball, chopper, we could get 2, 1, 2, double play. Nice defense again in the 3rd inning, shuts down the Vista Panthers. After a full 3 innings, Broncos 1, Panthers nothing. Top half of the 4th inning, in the batter's box, David Georges takes ball 1. Georges, a big swing and a miss, will even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the 1st inning, it was David Georges putting the ball over the left center fence. Another drive, this time it'll be right into the left fielder's glove. David Hall will take it. So out number 1.
Left fielder, Haas Pratt.
Haas Pratt flied out to center field his first time up. He'll be going up against Littleton. His 2nd opportunity to see the ball being thrown by Littleton. Nice fastball at the knees, strike one. For the Broncos, it was defense again in the third inning. The final 2 outs, it's a double play. Chopper towards the third base side, taken by the hard-charging shortstop, Yakel. Yakel will get out number 2. That one going 6-3.
Catcher.
Yakel, very good range. Is he able to come up on the slow chopper and make the throw in time? Getting back to the Broncos defense, ball came right back on one hop to Wheatland, turned around, threw it to Blaylock, who threw it to the first base and got him on a double play, going 1-6-3. Swing and a miss by Scott Hurd. Hurd had a line drive going around near the first baseline, taken out by McDonald. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Some good defense, though, being shown right here by the Panthers. It was a fly ball to left field, and then it was a nice play by the shortstop, Yakel, coming up on the slow chopper and throwing out Haas Pratt. Swing and a miss on some off-speed stuff. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Top half of the 4th inning. Nobody on. 1-0 is the score. Broncos out in front. Slow chopper. Foul ball called by the umpire. Full count remains. Scott Hurd. Strike called on the swing, and that'll do it. Littleton shuts down the Broncos in the top half of the 4th. We'll come back at you. 1-0, Broncos out in front of Panthers.
Rancho Bernardo in the
Wes Littleton comes to the plate in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Littleton will stand in, go up against Wheatland. Well, while the Panthers were able to defeat the Poway Titans, it was the Rancho Bernardo Broncos going up against La Costa Canyon. The top-seeded Broncos spotted La Costa Canyon a 3-0 lead in the 1st inning, but then it was all Rancho Bernardo the rest of the way. Littleton got out in front of that one and sent a hard shot on the ground, foul towards the third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike against Littleton. Littleton digging in, using the full box. Fastball at the knees, strike number 2. Well, for the Broncos, a little bit better position than they were going up against La Costa Canyon. Right here, it's a Broncos 1 and the Panthers nothing after 3.5 innings of play. Big swing and a miss. Strikeout number 4 for Wheatland. And going down is Wes Littleton.
third baseman, Brad.
So now it'll be Brad Miller, number 8, the third baseman. He was strikeout victim number 2 in the first half, so this will be his 2nd plate appearance. Rancho Bernardo Broncos, their playoff seeding was 1st, and the amazing thing is for the Vista Panthers, they were seeded number 7th. So it's number 1 seed versus number 7 seed here in this championship game in Boys Division I. Broncos out in front 1-0. And right now, Matt Wheatland is firing heat, pitch after pitch. Brad Miller has seen 2 fastballs. Let's see if Wheatland comes back with another heater. Off-speed pitch, got him swinging, nice setup. Well, you figured that's what was going to happen, but just because you thought of it, you thought maybe he'd try and squeeze one more fastball. But just like he's been doing all game long, Wheatland throwing the heat, setting up his nice changeup, and that's strikeout number 5 now for Wheatland. As striking out for the second time is Brad Miller. David Hall, left fielder, reached first base on a single, and then was the man that was picked off by the throw from Wheatland in the second inning. Strike called. 2 balls, 1 strike to David Hall. In league play, it was the Broncos posting a 13-1 record. That was good enough for first place. Overall, 29-3. Sparkling season for the Broncos. Off-speed pitch had David Hall swinging, so now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts on 3 players. It's 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. A very, very impressive inning for Matt Wheatland. After 4, Broncos 1, Panthers nothing. Matt Wheatland steps into the box, top half of the 5th inning. Littleton versus Wheatland. Off-speed pitches there for a strike. For Vista, Vista came into this seated 7th. They're in the Palomar League as well. Not a spectacular league record at all, coming in 4th place with a losing record by a score of 6-8, 19-12 overall. But that means nothing, because the Panthers have found their way here to the championship game, going up against the Rancho Bernardo Broncos. Striking out Matt Wheatland, and a strong start for the 5th inning and the Vista Panthers. Wes Littleton chalks up his 4th strikeout of today's game.
First baseman, Jeff Spites.
Jeff Spites now, who flied out to center field in the 2nd inning, takes a strike. And Littleton right now finding the plate very easily. Off speed is there again. No balls and 2 strikes. Littleton has thrown 4 strikes in a row. Strike 3 on the swing, so 2 up and 2 down. And Wes Littleton is matching Matt Wheatland stride for stride in the last 2 innings. In the bottom half of the 4th, it was Wheatland striking out the side 1, 2, 3, and Littleton right now has 2 batters up, 2 batters struck out, and it's Jake Blakelock. Jake Blaylock takes ball 1. Blaylock caught looking his first time up in the 2nd inning. Gets a piece of one, fouls it back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Chopper, and it's a hard one, getting through the hole. That'll be a base hit for Jake Blaylock. Fought off the pitch gamely. Ball bounces between Yackel and Jacinto. And on board safely at first base, Jake Blaylock. Now running for Blaylock is going to be number 21. That's Mike De La Rosa.
Mike De La Rosa.
So De La Rosa, fresh legs for the Broncos, on at first base with 2 out.
Third baseman.
Stepping into the batter's box, Robbie Giles. Bounced out 5-3 in this 3rd inning. That was a nice pickoff move by Wes Littleton himself. Digging in now at the plate, Giles. A quick throw again over to the first base. Staying tight is De La Rosa, now moving off the bag a couple steps. De La Rosa. De La Rosa looked like he was going to go, then held up and watched Robbie Giles send a rocket foul down the 3rd baseline. Giles out in front. He got all of it, just out in front a little bit too much. No balls, 1 strike, 2 out. De La Rosa, he's caught off, and there's a pickoff move, and that'll be out number 3 for the Panthers. After 4.5 innings, Broncos 1, Panthers coming up. Sean Richardson steps into the plate. In the bottom half of the 5th inning, Richardson, the catcher, takes an off-speed pitch for strike 1. Richardson thrown out, trying to stretch a single into a double, thrown out by the left fielder, Haas Pratt. Pratt had bobbled the ball just for a moment and gave confidence to Richardson to try and stretch his single into a double. Jammed, and that'll go towards the second baseman, taking it Chris Jensen, and that's out number 1. So Richardson jammed a small pop fly over to Chris Jensen, out number 1. Chris Lorson, the designated hitter, steps up to the batter's box. He hits for Jackie Yackel, the shortstop for the Panthers. Lorson. Got on base on a base on balls, his first up. And then it was Wheatland throwing him out at second base. Just outside. 3 balls, no strikes, and this is pretty rare. Wheatland not able to find the plate on Lorson. That time he does. Count now goes to 3 balls, 1 strikes. Nobody on base, 1 out. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Panthers down by 1 run. Once again, the lone home run in the 1st inning by Georges. Full count now. Lorson takes a strike 3. Lorson looking for a walk. Strike 3 is called, and that's out number 2, and strikeout number 7 for Wheatland.
Second baseman, Jason Jacinto.
Second baseman, Jason Jacinto. Hard shot towards the second baseman. An easy throw by Jensen. and it's a 1-2-3 inning to finish the 5th inning. After 5 full, Broncos 1, Panthers still nothing. So Robbie Giles continues his at-bat as we start the top half of the 6th inning. Off-speed pitch is there. De La Rosa, who had come in for Jake Blaylock to run after Blaylock got on base, was picked off by De La Rosa. That set Giles back to the bench. Chopper towards the shortstop. Good, strong throw, gets him. Yackel throws out the hard-running Giles, and that one goes 6-3. And for the shortstop, Jackie Yackel, he's had a busy night on defense, made some really nice plays. 1 up, 1 down. Now up to bat, Danny Putnam. Putnam bounced out 5-3 in the 1st inning, bounced out 4-3 in the 3rd inning. Fouls this one off as he starts his 3rd at-bat in the top of the 6th. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Fouled back. In the Division I first round, both of the teams check that. It was Vista playing. It was Rancho Bernardo who had a bye. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Putnam goes down. Strikeout number 5 for Danny Putnam. That'll bring up Chris Jensen, who flied out in his first at-bat, caught looking in the 3rd inning, so this will be his 3rd at-bat as well. So it was the Broncos had a bye in round number 1. Vista went up against Fallbrook. It was Vista being able to defeat Fallbrook by a score of 8-6. Some of the other first-round scores: Bonita Vista 5, Torrey Pines 1. Granite Hills 5, Morris 3. Rancho Buena Vista 5, Carlsbad 3. No balls and 2 strikes to Chris Jensen. Nobody on. Top half of the 6th inning. Foul ball late on the swing. Count remains 0-2. In the quarterfinals, Vista pounded the Helix Highlanders by a score of 14-1. Chopper again towards the shortstop. Yackel sends it across, and once again 6-3 is the out. And a good, strong defensive inning for Yackel and the Panthers. After 5.5, Broncos hanging on to that 1-0 lead. Leading off for the Panthers, bottom half of the 6th inning.
Batting for the first baseman McDonald, number 18, Ryan Solaric.
And so now we've got number 18 batting for Tim McDonald. Number 18 is Ryan Solaric, 5'11", 200-pound junior. So it was J.R. Miller who batted for Tim McDonald the first go-around. That was in the 3rd inning. And now you've got number 18, Solaric, batting for him in the 6th inning. Wheatland on the mound. Chopped foul by Solaric. When you think of what's going on with Tim McDonald, not sure. You'd think of possibly he's a left-hander, but that's not the case. McDonald, right hand, throw and batting. No balls, 2 strikes to Solaric. Solaric will strike out. He gets a piece of it. So Solaric stays alive as he swings for Mercy. He gets a piece of it. The count remains no balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Solaric strikes out this time. And another K chalked up for Wheatland. Strikeout number 8. Now coming up, Kyle Schoonover, center fielder for the Panthers. He's 1 for 2. Striking out his first time up, getting a base hit in the 3rd inning. Off-speed pitch is low. 2 balls, no strikes, and the Panthers bench looking for a rally.
Excuse me.
Got a camera going. Okay. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 1 out. Big swing and a miss will even it up at 2. Every pitch, the Panthers on the edge of their seat. Chopper towards the shortstop. Blaylock on the throw. He is right on. Blaylock 6-3, guns down Schoonover. That's out number 2, and now it's Sean Boyd. Boyd would love to get on and use his speed to try and get around into scoring position. Boyd got on his first time up. Like to do it right here. That's going to be a fair ball down the 3rd baseline. Boyd cruises into second base with the stand-up double, and oh my, exactly what the Panthers needed. Speed on the bases. Not only is it speed, but now it's going to be Wheatland, who definitely is going to have to be thinking about Boyd. Boyd definitely going to shake things up out on the mound as Wheatland and Hurd talk it out with one of the coaches. And we'll be right back with the score. Broncos 1, Panthers are threatening in the bottom of the 6th. Wes Littleton at the plate. Sean Boyd at second with 2 outs. In the stretch position, Wheatland. He has to know Boyd is there. Off-speed pitch, a swing and a miss. Boyd in the semifinals game against Poway stole 3rd base and then stole home. That's what Rancho Bernardo was worried about. Wheatland would love to be able to get Littleton out. Popped up foul, moving over. Can he get to it? No, it's in the stands. Fouled off. That brings the count now. No balls, 2 strikes to Littleton. 2 outs. You got the man, Sean Boyd at second base. Can it be a little bit of hit and run going right here? Is Boyd going to go? High on the fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boyd can do it. In the stretch, Wheatland turns around and pays attention to Boyd. Boyd scoots back to second base. Once again, Boyd getting back. One ball, 2 strikes to Wes Littleton. Wes had a tough outing his last time out, struck out. This time it's low, so now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. When you look at stolen bases for the season, Boyd third on the list with 26. Low. Full count. Oh my. So here we've got it. Full count, 2 outs, Boyd on second, and the payoff pitch coming on the way. Wes Littleton, the pitcher of record, can help himself out right here. Can he put the ball in play? Is Boyd going to be moving? Timeout called by Littleton. Trying to ice Wheatland a little bit. Boyd at second. 2 out, full count to Littleton. Littleton waiting for the delivery. A check to Boyd. Pitch on the way. And the throw will come down and get him. Getting a piece of it was Littleton. But Wheatland does the job, gets out Littleton, and we end 6 innings full. Broncos 1, Panthers nothing.
Score after 6.
David Georges comes into the box, top half of the 7th inning. Georges did the damage in the 1st inning with his home run. Georges, a big swing, chops it foul. Georges' home run tied the CIF record for team home runs in a season at 75. That was set last year by Eastlake High School. High into the sky, calling for it on the first base side, Tim McDonald, and he takes it himself. Out number 1 recorded by Tim McDonald. Now coming up towards the plate, Haas Pratt. Pratt flied out his first time to center field. Thrown out 6-3. And that was the start of some busy defense by Jackie Yackel of the Panthers. Off-speed pitch is nice, sinks in there at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yackel proceeded to throw out Pratt, then came back later on, got Jensen and Giles. Swing and a miss for strike 2, so now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 7th. 7 innings is what we play in regulation at the CIF level. And so that means for the Panthers, they need to get out of this inning and then have 3 outs to try and put something together. Caught looking, Haas Pratt. Strikeout victim number 6 for the Panthers. Littleton having success himself. 8 strikeouts by Wheatland, 6 strikeouts by Littleton. And now up to the plate, Scott Hurd, the catcher. Hurd finds a rope and a solid single to right field. Hurd put that one on the money. And that'll bring up Matt Wheatland himself. Wheatland's a tall player. We talked about that. He's definitely got the size, 6'5", 215. Wheatland having a fine outing, pitching a shutout with 8 strikeouts at the knees. And Wes Littleton doing the job himself, 6 strikeouts. No balls and 1 strike. And we're going to have a runner at first base. Scott Hurd will be replaced by number 34. Number 34 for the Broncos is John Peabody, 6'2", 210 freshman. For the Broncos, they've got 6 seniors, 6 juniors, 3 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. They'll be losing 4 seniors at the end of this year. It'll be Scott Hurd, Haas Pratt, David Georges, and Matt Wheatland. So it's Peabody now running at first base for Scott Hurd. Pitch comes with a pickoff attempt. Wheatland waiting inside the box for his turn to take a swing. Boy, you see goose eggs across the box. Ball gets past Richardson, and scooting over to second base will be Peabody. So Peabody comes in and finds some action. Peabody now on the pass ball to second base. And we'll have a conference out on the mound. Coach out there, and we're going to take a timeout as well in the top half of the 7th. 1-0 Broncos. So Littleton facing Wheatland. It was the opposite way around not too long ago. Back in the bottom half of the 6th inning. It was Wheatland battling it with Littleton. Littleton fouled out, strike 3, and then thrown out at first base. And Littleton now low, 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 out in the top of the 7th. For the Broncos, with 1 run in the first, they'd love to be able to bring around Peabody and get themselves an insurance run. Fastball right down the pipes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wheatland was looking for something off speed, and by the time he was set to take a swing, the ball was in Richardson's mitt. This time it's low and away, and now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. That's going to send Peabody in motion. For Wheatland, he wants to try and put some bat on the ball and put it into play, see if something happens. Outside. So Wheatland able to hold on and get a base on balls. And now we got runners at first and second base. And coming up, Jeff Spites, the first baseman. Spites 0 for 2. This will be his 3rd at bat. Flied out to center field, struck out in the 5th. Wheatland at first. Peabody running for Blaylock, that is running for Hurd at second base. 2 outs. Off-speed pitch is in there. Littleton very effective with his off-speed stuff. Spites waiting for the pitch to come in. Littleton looking for a signal. Pitch is on the way. This one low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Spites. Wheatland is not being held on at first. Just outside. Panther fans do not like that call. Count now moves to 2-1. Popped up. That's going to be foul out into the stands on the first base side. Count now evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Spites got a piece of it. Richardson and Littleton have a quick conversation. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Big swing and a big miss. That's strikeout number 7 for Littleton. And the Broncos leave 2 after 6½. Broncos still holding on 1-0. Bottom half of the 7th inning for the Broncos. They are 3 outs away from repeating as Division I champions. The Panthers trying to get a rally going. And the first pitch is in there for a strike. And every inning that started off with a strike by Wheatland, he has settled down and been able to mow down the batters. At the knees, strike 2 against Brad Miller. Miller's had a tough outing, struck out his first 2 at-bats, and now he's in jeopardy of doing it again. Chopper out in front, foul on the third base side. Since 1980 in Division I play, the last high school that repeated was Mount Carmel in 95-96. They had Eric Munson and Eric Chavez during those times. And they were definitely a strong, strong team. High, short, in the shallow left center, and that's out number 1. Out number 1 recorded by Chris Jensen.
Fielder, David Hall.
Rancho Bernardo. 2 outs away now. Wheatland stays on the mound. Takes it low and outside for David Hall. Well, just like Munson and Chavez, you know that Wheatland's going to have a great career. He could start in college or he could go right into professionals. Short fly ball going back is Jensen again. That was a troubled ball. Came off the bat and it was a soft fly. Too shallow for the center fielder, Danny Putnam. And then it was a good effort defensively by Jensen. He tracks down the second one, and now there's 1 out away. Sean Richardson. The catcher. And the crowd is on their feet. Ball 1 called. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 out. And every pitch, the fans are on their feet, and there's a base hit into left field. Richardson. Richardson's been productive against Wheatland. It was Richardson in the second inning that got the base hit, but ultimately was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double. Coming back into the seventh inning now, Richardson keeps life into the Vista Panthers. And there'll be a new runner for Sean Richardson.
Your attention, please.
Number 21,
Vista, now running at first base.
Matt Gravett. Matt Gravett, a junior, 6'3", 200 pounds. Let's see what Matt Wheatland is going to do. Chris Lorson had a base on balls his first bat up, then called out on strikes in the fifth inning. This will be his third at bat. Again, everybody on their feet. 2 outs, bottom of the seventh. Panthers down by 1. Lorson, the designated hitter, takes strike 1. This time it's low, and every pitch, half of the stadium is going to yell hooray, the other half is going to boo. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch by Wheatland, sailing outside of the baseball field as it goes over by the batting cages. So the fly ball is foul, and that'll be strike number 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1 strike away are the Broncos from repeating as Division I champions. Wheatland has been on the mound all game. He's got 8 strikeouts recorded. Pitch on the way. Strike 3! Strikeout number 9 for Wheatland, and that'll do it. The Rancho Bernardo Broncos. Beginning of the season, they were seeded as number 1 in the nation. Definitely number 1 in the state as they came into this game, and they repeat as the boys Division I champions for the 2000 year. It was defense and the arm of Wheatland combined with the 1 home run power of David Georges, and that 1 run stays with it. Final score after 7. Broncos 1, Panthers nothing, and congratulations goes out to the entire Broncos team. Again, they repeat and become the Division I champions in the year 2000. Stay with us. We're coming right back. We'll try and get some post-game interviews with some of the Broncos players.
Moorhead. Number 18, Danny Butler. Number 19, Cole Nettles. Number 21, Mike De La Rosa. Number 22, Jeff Spites. Number 24, Oz Pratt. Number 25, David Georges. Number 27, Matt Wheatley. Number 29, Chris Jensen. Number 30, Drew Warnock. Number 31, Evan Frank. Number 32, Robbie Giles. Number 34, John Peabody. The assistant coaches, Mark Furtak and Shell Scott. And to receive the 2000 Championship Award, the head coach of the Rancho Bernardo Broncos, Sam Blaylock.
Hey, bring all the seniors in here in the front with a picture. The other guys get around the seniors. Okay? All that
I love to put your hand up, man. Get up there.
Matt, a great game pitched, a shutout and 9 strikeouts. Another a day at the office for you?
Yeah, you know, we've been working all year for this one. Everybody came out here with their stuff, you know, facing a great pitcher. Couldn't get our bats going, but that home run in the first really set it off for us.
Well, you're setting up your off-speed stuff with that fastball. Is that what you've been doing all year long?
Yeah, I mean that's probably what every pitcher's going to try and do. You got to get the batters guessing, swinging at your pitch.
What makes this such a special team this year?
Everybody likes each other.
Obviously, the talent is there.
Oh, the talent's there, the hard work. You know, this whole team has been working hard all year. Even the guys who aren't playing, they're still out there every day working just as hard as everybody else.
Was there any pressure coming into the season being ranked #1 in the nation?
No, we've been ranked #1 before, and this year, you know, people had expectations on us, and we kept our goals. You know, we didn't set expectations on ourselves. We kept our goals to win CIF, so we've accomplished that.
And you did that twice in a row. Congratulations. Now, where are you going to school? Have you thought about that?
I'm going to UCLA.
Congratulations. Good luck to you at UCLA.
Thank you.
Thank you guys, I needed that. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Dan Williams starting with David Georges. They talked about the power of this team. Home runs coming into it. You had a chance to tie and maybe increase the 75 home runs that Eastlake did. And you were the man today. You were the power for the team. What type of pitch was out there when you hit it over the fence?
I got a outside low fastball and it's telling away. I mean, it was a great pitch. I just did everything to get the barrel head on it, hit it opposite field just for a base hit, but lucky enough it went out. So I guess I got enough of it. Feels great.
You know, they talked about so many home runs being hit in the major leagues. You guys are doing the same thing at the high school level. Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, we're a strong bunch of kids, you know. We all have great swings. I mean, great hitting coach, and just put all that together, and that's what you get, just home run derby.
Well, we only needed 1 home run, and you did it today. You had 15 during the season. How many did you have?
Oh no, I ended up with 15. This is my 15th today.
15. Congratulations. Yeah. And now, what's going on with you for the rest of your career? We heard you talking a little bit about hoping to get drafted, but if that's not the case, you're going to go to school?
Oh yeah. I mean, Fullerton, they got a great baseball program over there. So yeah, I'm looking forward for that. But You know, if I will sign though. I mean, I want to play pro ball. That's for sure. So, you know, I got two great things going. So I'm just looking forward to seeing the future.
Thank you very much, David.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Come on, Coach, man. Our Yankees plus, man. Please, Coach.
Coach Blaylock with me. Coach, a repeat. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
What makes this team so special this year?
Well, the high expectations of them in the beginning of the season, #1 in the nation, and they've lived up to it. They've really played well, and you know, 30-3 is awesome, and we've finished with like 12, 13 straight wins at the end against quality teams.
Any pressure? Obviously there is. How did the kids handle the pressure being rated #1 going into the season?
You know, they really handled that, and then all the scouts this year looking at our two top kids and then their third kid that came on, so they've really handled things very well. They're pretty poised kids, and they're, you know, they're used to it. They're used to the attention and the, you know, the cameras and everything else.
Talk of a three-peat for next year?
Sure. Oh, why not? Three-peats are fine with me. You know, it'll be a different team, a different personality, but that'll be our goal to get going.
Thank you very much, Coach. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you.
Well, it was 3 objectives that they had out here today. Obviously, the #1 was to win and claim themselves as champion for the 2nd time in a row, and of course the Broncos did that. They also tied Eastlake most team home runs for a season at 75. And of course they were looking for home runs, and they got it from David Georges. And that's all that they needed, as Wheatland did a great job posting 9 strikeouts, shutting out the visiting Panthers. Final score here is the Broncos 1, Panthers nothing. The Broncos on the pitching of Wheatland, the home run by Georges, and the defense behind them is able to be crowned the 2000 CIF Division I champions, and we give them a congratulations. On behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, I'm Dan Williams. As always, we'll see you again. Bye-bye, everybody.